Just, it was the fact of not, the feeling of other people judging you and telling you how beautiful you should be, or others telling you that you're not beautiful enough in their eyes, but you don't really have to impress them. It's not about impressing them. It's actually been an ongoing topic for me from like my peers, my friends, and my family. So considering the culture that I come from, it's considered something very important to look a certain way or give off a certain appeal.
Yeah, I would even say kind of like with my culture too, there's a certain look that everybody wants to achieve, and if you don't have that look, then you're not up to the standard of beautiful per se. And I just think that pretty much like you have to find those qualities within yourself to bring out your beauty, and it doesn't matter about what anybody else thinks.
What's more attractive than an attractive face is an attractive personality.
Yes.
We're like sisters, so we tell each other like every day that whether it's just the smallest thing that, you know,
you're beautiful.
You're beautiful too.
Yeah, I tell her every day like, you're beautiful, and she's like, oh, thank you, and it's just like your friends giving you
that's
that
actually one of our rules. Our friend Candace actually tells us, she's like, every time someone says you're beautiful, don't put a but on this or but that, just say thank you. And that's something that really hits hard, because a lot of people have a problem saying, okay, well, but I look at myself this way, but other people say this, but just accept the compliment. You go first.
When I was 16, I had a little phase. I went through this phase, and I would compare myself to how I saw people who were on the internet, especially when there was this, I was into like the whole, I don't know, emo, scene-ish, rocker-ish phase. So I look at myself and I would say, oh, well, they're pretty, but I'm not pretty enough. And if I were to talk to myself back then, I would say to myself, like, you are beautiful, and you don't have to look at those pictures to try to envision yourself like them. You need to create your own person and find out who you are, and bring out the qualities that are within you and show them to the world, because you're a great person and you're beautiful. Like, don't look at other people, like, just embrace yourself, pretty much.
Yeah, agreed. When I was 16, I was that weird kid who was just like doing her own thing. I never really happened to care much for what other people had to say, which is why my friends would often just sometimes say, maybe you should kind of try to, you know, branch out of what you're used to and just, you know, do something different, because you're just that weird kid who does her thing. So I embraced my 16-year-old self, and I would say to keep on doing what I did, because I didn't care about what anybody else had to say. I was me for myself. I wasn't trying to impress anyone else, regardless of culture, stereotypes, what other people thought. And that's what matters the most, is always trying to be yourself. You shouldn't have to try to impress anyone else.